I will go for a sly lunge, the guy that's in flanking between me and Rhogar.
Yeah, you had flanking set up, flanking on flanking on flanking. It's like that song about racks, although better.
That's the good thing about melee party.
Yeah.
Rogue's best party setup. Damn.
Right, 28 versus AC, and he's going to take 18 damage.
Yeah, the 28 obviously hits. 18 damage as you stab him in the back of the neck. Fucks his day up hardcore. Bloodying him, but not dropping him. Son of a bitch.
And he will grant me combat advantage until the end of my next turn. So, Rhogar, if you want to move somewhere else, you don't have to worry about giving me combat advantage anywhere.
No, I'm probably going to hammer and anvil the guy up at the top on my turn, which should let me and Jorik attack.
Alright. You still have a move if you wanted to, Reese?
I could move down to give Thaddeus flanking. And then I can always move back up, because he gives me combat advantage regardless till the end of my next turn. So, I mean, I would take an attack for that, though.
Yep.
And he would get a free attack also. Or I would get a free attack on him, so either way.
This is true. And I do have combat reflexes, so... You know what? I'm going... Yeah, I'm at full, so I'm not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to, well, first of all, shift down one. Well, not shift, but move.
Alright, let me just check something. It... Just want to see its intelligence before I commit this thing to do something that it might not. Yeah, I'll say it's going to take a swing at you. So, Yorick, attempt your... Because yours is immediate to interrupt, correct?
Yep, so it's 15 on Fortitude.
15 on Fortitude. I hate not having this on... That's going to hit.
Okay, for 9 damage, and he grants combat advantage to everyone until the end of my next turn.
Cool.
So who is that? The guy below you?
Yep. That,
Okay.
Yorick, as he attempts to lunge at Reese with his spear, Yorick kind of just turns around and smashes him in the back of the head with his warhammer, which turns his head into this concaved variation that it used to be, dropping the creature to the ground.
Okay, so I will carry on 2, 3, and 4. And thus end my turn.
Yorick.
Alright, I guess I'll just shift up. I'll go ahead and mark this guy again, even though he's probably going to wipe it away next time. And I will use Weight of Earth on him for a 16 on AC.
That hits.
Okay, for 10 damage, and he's slowed until the end of my next turn.
Okay.
And that will be all for me.
And you just bloody this guy as your warhammer once again strikes true, this time hitting him in the side. And you definitely hear the sickening crack of some ribs being broken.
Okay, I'm going to shift up, and now that we've got flanking, I'm going to use hammer and anvil. So I need to roll to hit, and then Yorick will get another attack. But this is both reflex.
You cannot shift up into that. You can move up into it, but you can't
Oh,
shift.
is that difficult terrain?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry, I think you were there.
Does 4th edition have the thing where you can try to roll acrobatics to avoid an attack of opportunity?
Let me just double check that.
So, I mean, I may as well roll if I can.
I honestly can't remember offhand because no one has ever attempted that.
Yep. And
I don't think
as
it
an
does,
aside,
actually.
if you were to take that attack of opportunity, since it's a new round, I do have another melee interrupt. So.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably eat it anyway, but I may as well just know if I can try to roll to avoid it.
Yep.
As soon as I get to the skills, I keep going past them. There it is. I'm trying to use the mouse with my left hand, so. Acrobatics. Escape from grab, reduce falling, escape from restraints. Balance, stunt. It doesn't say it, but I'll count it as a stunt. If you can pull off the stunt, then yeah, you can get away without it taking off.
Well, I'm not that dexterous anyway, so if it's not in the rules, like you can automatically try for it. If you need to stunt, I mean, you've got plus 0 dex.
Acrobatic stunt is just it's like a catch-all for trying to do something acrobatic, like swinging from a chandelier, somersault over an opponent, slide down a staircase on your shield. It was their catch-all, like, hey, you can do something cool acrobatic-wise.
Okay, then I'll try to basically slide under his attack and then set up my hammer and anvil thing, you know, like smack him in the leg and then let Yorick hit him in the back kind of thing.
Okay.
So, here goes. Nope. So I think I eat the attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is going to...
Oh.
Yorick attempts to take advantage of the fact that he's attacking you, but fails. I forgot to have him marked.
Yeah. So, I assume that doesn't get combat advantage. So, just from my own curiosity,
it would be,
does that trigger from that square?
Yeah, it triggers from the square that he's leaving.
That's what I figured. Okay.
So he attempts to attack you with his...
-2?
Yep. That's why I just gotta figure out what he's rolling. Whoo, boy. Hey, big spender. 7.
Nope.
Big train of fail.
Okay, now I'm going to use hammer and anvil.
Okay.
So I get flanking, which is +2, don't I?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and this is against reflex. Does an 18 hit?
Yeah, an 18 hits his reflex.
Okay, Yorick, you get to make a melee basic attack as a free action, and you get +2 damage. And then I'll roll my damage.
So...
I think he's dead. 18 damage between two of us?
Yeah, so it kind of plays out like you wanted, except for you really don't slide. You just kind of like shimmy forward, and you sweep him in the legs, which causes him to fall backwards as Yorick just brings his warhammer down on his head and just crushes his head between the ground and, well, his warhammer.
Nice. Okay, and then as my minor, I'm actually going to chuck another heal at Thaddeus. So once he's down, I'll turn to Thaddeus, concentrate for a moment, and again, like a dull yellow appears around his wounds. So you get a healing surge +3. My amazing +3. And then I'll end my turn.
Thaddeus, you are also weakened until the end of your next turn.
I'm helping!
So while your wounds close, it seems like it just drains you. Like, that's all. It's like when you get a flu or something, like you're fighting it, you just have no energy. Kind of the same thing. Like, yeah, you're feeling like your wounds are closing and you're feeling better. It's just now you're just like, I don't want to do stuff. While I update sheets. That's not what I wanted. But we come to Thaddeus.
I think he may have muted himself.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay.
Since Jorik is outside the aura from what I can tell. I'll throw a heal his way. So, +4 to your healing surge. And, I know I'm weakened, but I might as well attack. So I will go ahead and use Righteous Brand. In which case, I brand the Hasselhoff name onto my enemy's flesh.
Oh my god.
A
Awesome.
little trademark behind it or something. Copyright Hasselhoff.
Well, actually, what it really means, in ancient Norian lore, or at least in Van Hasselhoff fashion, if in battle you survived a duel with a Von Hasselhoff, you were permanently branded and the servant of that Von Hasselhoff. So
I figured you were going to say in Hasselhoffian.
So if my foe survives, they become my minions.
Better write this down, Glenn. Make sure you get all the lore done.
Yep.
And that's canon, by the way, Glenn.
Yep.
Sure.
Only a 14 versus 8.
14, unfortunately.
Did you remember flanking? Oh yeah, you did.
I already calculated that.
14, unfortunately, is just going to, you swing your Morningstar towards it, but it ducks out of the way in the last second.
Well, I was trying to set Reese up, but oh well. That will end my turn.
Just going to shift down here. And attempt to stab at Reese with his spear. But rolls a critical failure, which this is the first one I think we've rolled in battle.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if there was a critical fail chart.
There is. So we get to roll a d20. 3. So he steps forward, shoots out with his spear, and it seems like he thrusts way too hard and ends up tripping over his own feet and falling prone on the ground.
All right, Reese, you still have combat advantage.
But he used his move, he used his standard, he has a minor which he can't use, so Reese, we come to your turn.
Excellent. Alright, well, I'm going to go with a Repose Strike. With him being prone, do I get any bonuses to hit?
Yeah, he's granting combat advantage.
I guess it's just, combat advantage, sorry. Durr. And plus sneak attack.
Oh god.
That's a crit. Which is a lot of damage. 1d4 plus 4 plus 2d8 plus 3.
It's 27.
I think you're just used to stabbing stuff that's down.
27?
Yep.
So this creature, goes to stab Reese, trips over his own feet, falls down, and you see Reese kind of like get this almost like half smirk, and then he just like punches the ground, but with his knife, and by ground I mean the back of this guy's head, and then it kind of like carves up like you're carving a turkey up the rest of his head, and essentially cuts it in half, but vertically. Because you did over 3 times its remaining health.
Whoops.
But that brings us to the end of combat.
Okay. Obviously I want to loot the corpses, but then I also want to bury them.
Okay, let me just double check your character sheet. how are you going to dig a grave for them?
Well, I can use my one of my hand axes as kind of like a makeshift shovel. Not a shovel, more like a spade kind of thing, to kind of dig out. It won't be a deep grave, but
It's
even
with
I need
the
to honor.
hand axe acting as a spade, it's still going to take you like to bury 6 bodies. It'd probably take you a good 30 minutes to dig per hole. So I mean, you're looking at 3 hours.
Yep,
Just
that's fine by me.
throw them in the
I need
water.
to. Nope, I need to honor
I-
all enemies.
Pipe up real quick. We don't bury our enemies. Our enemies can bury their own.
I do, because I need to uphold the highest ideals of honor and justice. We bested them in combat, so I need to bury them. It's not going to be like an honorful burial. I'm not going to erect gravestones or anything, but I'm at least going to give them a resting place.
Well, we're in a bog. Can't you just kind of throw them in the water and push them down a little bit?
I don't think that would really be honoring them.
Well, how are you going to
Burial
honor
at
them
sea.
properly in a bog? They're bog dwellers.
Maybe, but I mean, from his perspective, the dead need to be buried, so chucking them in the water would be dishonoring them, in his opinion, even if that may be how they actually bury themselves. I don't know that, but it's just a code of honor thing.
Thaddeus does not wish to participate in this.
That's fine. I don't mind doing it myself.
Okay, so I mean, you start to dig out the graves.
Yeah, before bodies actually go in, definitely want to see if they have anything.
Well, yeah, he said he wanted to loot before he even started digging.
Okay, I didn't catch that part.
Wait, so we can't leave them unburied, but we can loot their belongings?
Well, they initiated combat. If I actually initiated combat on them, I probably wouldn't steal all their stuff, but they started the fight. It's kind of like the least I can do in terms of honor is I can at least bury them.
You honored them by giving them an honorable death in battle.
Maybe bear honor, but
That's
Bahamut's all
that any
about
warrior
giving
can
the...
hope for.
Yeah, but it's about giving them the highest ideal of honor.
They're frog people. What do they know?
They're still people. I mean, I'm guessing out of character they're evil, and in character I'm probably guessing they're at least chaotic, but I mean, it's about the principle of the thing.
Alright. I'll be over here puffing on my pipe. Wiping my monocle.
So on their bodies, between the 6 of them, wrong thing. I'll add this to your. You find a whopping 20 silver.
We can retire.
And then, you guys search the bodies, and then Rhogar sets about to start digging the holes. If people want to help him, it'll speed up the process. But I know Thaddeus is at least saying, fuck that. And as he sits down and starts smoking his pipe, he is able to spot a thin column of smoke as it snakes into the sky above the tree line to the east.
Boys. We, looks like we got something here. And I will, point up to the horizon where the plume of smoke is coming from.
I'll take a look over yonder horizon.
Yeah, I mean, you guys easily spot it too. It's this thin kind of wisp of smoke.
Okay, so that's new. If we spend hours burying these bodies, that fire could go out in that time. We have to investigate this. So do we honor the dead, or do we honor these children?
Try our best to do both.
If you really want to, you can come back and bury the dead later. I don't think they'll mind.
Leave them out
but
for
we have more
scavengers to
pressing
eat,
matters.
Yeah, but leaving them
Well,
out for scavengers to eat them wouldn't really be honoring them.
And
Surely
you would
understand
rather
that nature-
leave the children to be... God only knows what's happening to them.
Listen, we're not going to get paid if we don't. I mean, we need to save those children because they might suffer harm.
Okay, in that case, I'll look around and try to give them at least a bog burial.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's lots of bog to go around. There's even like
Reese kicks some peat on them and says, "Let's go."
Well, I'll still chuck them in a bog at least, but I won't like chuck them in. Try to do it with some honor.
Yep.
Just try to give them as much respect as I can while basically just chucking them in a hole.
Slowly caress their cheek as he sets them into the water.
Well, no, just like put them in and close my eyes for a moment and be quiet, you know. Just a small prayer. I mean, they don't deserve everything like a full burial, but they deserve at least the minimum.
all right. So, I mean, you with as much reverence as possible, you lay them to rest in the bog, and they sink to the bottom. And then you guys are heading towards the smoke, I take it?
Yep.
Yeah, but real quick before we do that, Rhogar, how hurt are you?
A healing, just a basic healing surge while walking will heal me up.
Well, I mean, do you need any more than a healing surge? Because I still have a heal
Nah.
left over from the...
Exactly 10, which is my healing surge, brings me to full.
Okay.
It's up to you though, like if you would think that Thaddeus would actually go out of his way to heal me, sure, but
Yeah. We'll say Thaddeus just kind of casually waves his hand, and you instantly feel the prosperity of Von Hasselhoff wash over you.
that should be your name in Hasselhoff.
Thy
But I
kingdom
will
come,
burn a healing.
thy will be done.
Okay, so I think are we just splitting up the money now, or are we gonna split it up later?
I put it in a party pool. That is a journal for you guys.
Okay.
Is our bounty list still there?
That is a different game.
Yeah,
Oh.
different one.
Yeah, that is a different game. God.
But heading towards the source of the smoke, you make your way through a thicket of ebon-colored willow trees, their white flowers hanging low, nearly touching the ground in the dark waters. As the trees begin to open up, you find yourself standing in a small clearing, another dark pool of water stretching out before you, no more than 35 or so feet from where you stand. A small island resides from this section of water, and the two sections of land are separated by 20 feet of the boggy, brackish liquid. To the west of your position is a large rock, decorated in different colored primitive drawings and markings. The source of the smoke comes from the island, a fairly large fire burning low upon its banks. Several humanoid creatures that resemble frogs stand up upon their hind legs and are easily spotted, their attention drawn by the sources of two voices pleading for their lives and not to be eaten. And
I'm gonna give Rhogar a little nudge and kind of point at the two voices, like, you see?
and
Yeah, but
two
at least I
voices,
could do
one's a
it again.
man's, one's a woman's.
Oh, well, they're still innocent.
Still,
Probably.
exactly. Well, even that, we need to Liberate the oppressed, protect the weak, and defend the just.
So set you guys selves up in that square, and
Yeah, that looks about right.
as you kind of move forward, you hear several snaps of twigs below your feet, which draws the attention of this crimson-colored, even though the picture is green, frog-like humanoid, and he calls out in common, "What? More manlings? You foolish for invading Blood-Tongue territory!"
Did you do a map change?
Yes, I did. I thought I brought everyone over, but apparently not.
Nope. There we go.
Oh, now I see it. Oh, this is cool.
But
An interesting green thing.
well, the giant thing beside you is the rocks that has all the painted drawings and markings, and this green frog here is actually crimson. But I think this is a good spot to end it for this week, because I think this fight might take more than 30 minutes.
Okay, sounds good.
Eh.
What was the "eh" for?
I'm good for more than 30 minutes, but the scheduled end time is 25 from now, so...
I mean, if you guys are okay with pushing, I don't mind doing this battle right now, but I know some of you have to get up early.
I'm fine.
I don't mind.
Going to midnight.
I'm good.
Alright, never mind then. We're gonna keep rocking, so let's roll some initiative. I'll just get rid of that. Oh, Christ.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going last.
Well, you never know. Probably, but you never know.
Mostly.
Yeah, maybe I missed it, but I assume all this is water.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's the black, brackish water of the swamp.
How old do the man and the woman look?
They're adults, from what you can see.
Okay. Okay, I was just wondering if they were just like
Totally different
teens or
backwards.
tweens or something. I don't know.
Do the voices sound familiar?
Not to you, no.
This is not really Rhogar's place, but does Reese recognize them as the man and the woman he was friends with or whatever?
That's why I was asking if the voices were familiar.
Oh, okay.
Alright. The top of the initiative are them. And this one looks similar to the guy with the javelins. That's all he has, is like this quiver with like 8 javelins in it. The guy in the back is the dark green guy carrying a spear. And this room where you are, this guy, this red guy, even though he's green, he's clad in hide armor that is stained with blood. And several pieces of bone jewelry, hang around its neck. the most prominent of which is a skull of some creature with a ruby in each eye socket. And he holds in his hand this wicked-looking morning star. The spikes having helical ridges.
Dibs. Gonna kill him.
But yeah, this guy. 1, 2, and he has to use his other move to swim. 3, 4. So yeah, this guy just kind of moves forward, jumps into the water, and starts swimming towards you. And that guy is going to delay his turn. Yorick.
Alright. So, let's get the right one out. I will move up to there, and I'll use Thorn Attack, which won't matter, but a 7 on AC, which will miss.
That it will.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure it has to hit to do the pull.
That it does.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, nothing else for me.
Reese.
I think I'm just going to move up 4 spots there, just straight up. And I'm going to whip a dagger at the frogman closest to us.
Okay.
So that's 18 versus AC for 8 damage.
That hits. And your dagger disappears into the water, but I mean, like, well, not into the water, into its shoulder. And you see a little bit of green blood starting to seep into the water from the wound that you just inflicted.
All right, and I think it's a minor to draw another, right?
Correct.
So I will do so and end my turn.
This guy just holds its wicked-looking morning star above its head and starts to croak several times. But doesn't do anything other than that.
I have a feeling he's going to summon more baddies.
Or if we're not quick enough, you might kill them.